Hey guys, Gabe from Disciples here, and today we have my favorite disciple, Aaron's deck profile.
How's it going?
Where did you place today?
Top 32 at the YCS in London. 250th.
That's cool. What did you play?
Dragon Link, because that is the only deck that we know how to play.
Yeah, so for context, me, Carmack, and Aaron play the same list, card by card?
Yeah. You played second Sarnia.
Oh yeah, me and Carmack played one extra card. That's why we did shit.
Yeah,
That's the problem. We won't talk about the rest of our tournaments. Do you want to do shoutouts first?
Yeah. So first of all, shout out to WAF. This is where I got the original idea for the deck, specifically Nets, Cormac, Hash, Ivan, Max, Deadly, Herman, Charlie, June, and Josh. And then shout out Epic Cards and Games as always, they're my sponsor. And then Darian, Nick, and Lawson from back home supporting me and keeping me sane. And then obviously Marcus and Gabe for the bed and breakfast.
He has been crashing in my house for a week.
Yes, I have. It's been a great time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed the Europe, and I'm glad you did well. All right, let's get into it.
Alrighty, so Bestial Engine, 3 Lebellion, 3 Magnamut, 1 Saranir, 1 Druis, 1 Saranir, or Beldrick. This card came in and out. I think it's really nice to just like have as a backup. Spheres is such a threatening card that if you can just like force them to out it, and then main phase 2 you have this, and then like this is Ascend or just like this plus Beast, like it's so difficult for them to like actually kill you. And then the goal is you just cycle Magnemite every turn with Regained, and you just search Levianeer, you have follow-up, you have like whatever you need. Yeah. And this card is like the reason the deck is now really, very good, because you Chaos Space searches like another card. Most of the dragons in the deck are dark, so you just get like a really easy pitch, you get Magnemite, and you just cycle it for the entire game. This Lebellion's the MVP of the deck for sure. Normal summons, we got 3 Safer. This is another reason why the deck is so good now, because if you open this, and then you can Ravine send this, and then Safer now just has an instant add back.
Between like Lebellion and Saranir, you just get access to like a Safer pitch so easily. So starting Safer is like considerably better than starting Black Dragon.
Yeah, and in a perfect world, we could play 3 Saranir, but the format just doesn't allow it just because of Kashira.
Yeah, I think Saranir is like actually one of the best extenders, just you need to respect Crash.
Yeah, exactly. And then more Chaos cards, these just standard Chaos Space cards. This is so absurd with Magnemite. So like your first turn Magnemite will search like another Bestial, usually Druisworm, especially if you have Beast up. And then when you Magnemite on their turn through Spheres, you're just going to search this, and then first action will just pop, clear their board, and then you're going to kill it.
It's so cool because you guys should like chain block Levy with Regained, or you guys should like go Levy, and if they chain like an Imperm, you can chain Beast, tributing the Levy if you have another Bestial. So it's very hard to prevent. So against Cash, even when you do half board, what happens a lot is that they break it and they make a rise, but you just levy them and they can't interact with levy, and then you just kill them.
As long as you like don't let them birth banish your graveyard, that's the only time that becomes an issue.
Exactly.
More normal summons, because we're playing 43, we max out at 6. And Safer is obviously like not bad when you open this because you can special it, you can pitch it off Ravine and add Lebellion, like it's like actually it's not a bad draw. They never really clogs. These cards were absurd for me the entire weekend. You just get to like Romulus, and because you have so many good sands off Ravine now, it's like even better.
Yeah, the one cool thing with Black Meadow is that like it's free to banish kind of thing. With Seaford, you don't have like a banish for the Bestial.
100%. Yeah. So if you open this, you can like banish it very early, and like you can play around Nibiru because you can go like this, summon this, or and then like banish this from grave with Striker on the field. So Striker banish for this Magnemite, and like Lebellion summon back, and that's under 4.
Yeah, being able to Lebellion tribute RMD is super cool.
Yeah. And then Rocket Engine. The Router was a card that I had to fight tooth and nail to get into Dust. But
how was it for you?
It came up a lot. On feature, I opened Chaos Space Router. Because,
I saw it.
Just because like it was meant to be, like it was on the list, and obviously it happened.
We kept joking that it's fine. We'll just simply draw Space Router or quick launch.
Yeah, so obviously it's not a great draw. The original thought that this was the second Saranir, but I think like getting access to the Rockets is so strong. Getting access to Savage, especially when you're trying to push for game, is really important in my eyes. The argument was like, oh, you can just like Tracer Send and then boost your summon from grave, and I'm like, that's not always realistic. And then obviously when you draw like these or Quick Launch or Chaos Space or Ravine, and then like there's just so many ways that you can get this out of hand, and it's not like as bad of a draw as like you initially think, even though like it's not great in theory. Spells, 3 Chaos Space, 3 Quick Launch, and then Ravine, Boot Sector for all like the OGs. None of this has changed. And then we add in the Regained and Beast.
These cards are cracked.
Yeah. So this Regain's definitely like the best card in the deck, or like the best card like this engine. Like so, whenever your opponent summons a monster, summon a Bestial from grave. So if you just like open Magnemite turn 1, you get to do that, and then Spheres can summon like a Safer or whatever, or like a Druisworm. Like it doesn't matter. And this is a pop every turn. You tribute a dragon if you control a Bestial. And then the other cool effect is you can activate a continuous spell or trap from grave during the end phase. So if you star near dump this, then you get to end on both of them.
Yeah, and it's also cool that regain helps you play through nib. So like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you end on if you get your regain instead of beast and you get nib, sometimes you get like the seal float and the regain float, and then
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
nib kind of did nothing.
You just make another nib, yeah.
The
Or meta
in general, like a lot of times where people would be like holding Ash, they draw Ash for turn as a 6, and
Yeah.
then like Ash might seal, but then you have to regain.
Yeah. So it doesn't kill both the
Yeah.
things. Generally, very cool.
Yeah.
Also, just putting back resources is so nice. Like
Yeah.
this Striker Dragon, Pisty.
Oh, yeah. You get more chaos space draws, yeah, it's really efficient. And then hand traps, you've got these. 3 imperm, and then the last edition was 3 nib. This was Net's idea. Obviously, Nibir is a very good card. The original slot was Prosperity because the idea was it is sometimes an out against a Rise Heart because of Gamma. You can hit it, Rise Heart mandatory triggers, and then you Gamma it. My concern was like sometimes I have Goliath, and it's not a real out.
Yeah.
And then also like obviously Prosperity fixes some hands, but also sometimes you're just like need like lights, and like there were some times when like you would brick on spells if you played like Dark Ruler Post High or whatever, and like Prosperity not being a monster I think definitely came up, and like even like Nibir, I don't think I ever really drew it dead. Like it was I think really strong for me the entire weekend.
Yeah. Also, Prosp only really works if they are rise passing, right? The problem is if they try to combo wide, the Prosp's not really out against Cash.
Yeah.
So
expected more wide combo as well, which I think was another important.
Yeah, every cash that I played against went into Nibiru, even if whether I drew it or not.
yeah.
So I think
That's crazy. Mine just do the opposite.
yeah, that's the thing is like you couldn't really prepare for everything. So Nibiru I think was just like a better overall option.
Yeah.
Nature Runic is not a great matchup, so like this like gives you a way to like force Baron at a minimum. So it just like gives you a chance to play the game.
It's also like very cool going first in this deck because with the way seals interact, right? Like they kind of just summon, especially against Cash, like they summon a monster and you seals bounce it in battle phase, and then they have to summon like 4 more times to play, and then you can just nib them every time.
Yeah, it's really
It's nice being able to just kind of like commit very little to the board, seal beast, and then like you just have like a Gamma or a Nibiru in your hand, and then like they play into that, and then like on your next turn you infinite follow up. And you
You kind of just play turn on and survive.
Yeah. If you survive, I don't think I ever lost a turn that like played multiple games. You just get so much advantage between Magnum and Regained. Extra deck, Striker Pissy, just normal. 2 spheres, definitely think this is necessary. Even with Regained, like I made 2 very consistently in it. Even at like the times when like you had to like clear board, like at the end of the board you just like make a spheres, and then like you have Magnum and you're gonna kill them the next turn.
That's fair.
Romulus, and then just some generic links. Triple burst.
You didn't summon IP much. I figured I never.
Yeah,
summoned
I didn't actually summon IP much. Unicorn definitely came up. Dark is actually not too relevant right now, just because there aren't too many other decks that summon it. It's mainly like branded, I think.
Sprite as well.
Randomly Sprite. I feel like I played the deck differently than y'all. Like I didn't go into Borderland once, the entire tournament, but it's there because of Cash. That's like the main reason that the Rockets are included in the list compared to the Bestial control deck. We just figured that like you need the extra push. Savage is really important against a lot of decks.
Yeah, so quick launch really helps with consistency. Just like sometimes you struggle to get off the ground because you need to put darks in the grave.
Yeah, 100%.
Quick launch is like extra cards that put a dark in the grave.
Very much agreed. And then extra other stuff. Tomb. Just you're playing a lot of Bestials. This will come up. I made it once or twice.
This card feels so good to summon.
It's so much.
It's my favorite card to summon in the whole deck.
So much dopamine. It very rarely comes up, but when it does and it resolves, you just win the game on the spot. Scarlight, this was originally Zeus because we were playing Tactics as another way to out-of-rise. But there isn't really anything else that we felt we were missing, and this gives you the option to blow up boards. It came out in my feature match, it was really nice.
It's actually a real extra deck card, like not ironically. I have summoned it once for like its extra effect.
Yeah, it clears cash boards. If you Dark Lord, it just gives you like a really efficient out to everything. And then obviously they're one is Savage and Baron because Tracer plus a guy. Bestial is 10.
It's funny how everyone played it different because you said you never summoned Baron, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of my test games I was summoning Baron. In the real games it never really ends up happening because what happened is a lot of the times when I go first, you draw like Nib or Gamma, and I'm like, right, okay, But in times when you like just draw like a lot of engine, and like, right, okay, cool, I'm able to go like Tracer, Bestial, make Baron, and then
that's
like,
fair.
really
I felt I summoned Baron a lot going second. Like I Bestial them, then like I used a Tracer, I made this Baron. This Baron kind of trades for 2 cards, or like some simplified game states.
Yeah, it's definitely there for going second, I think, more than going first.
Definitely cool
the threat
option.
of it like forced out a lot of things that people were doing like D-barrier for synchro and stuff against me. It doesn't really matter. It's one of those where it was like you see Tracer and a Bestial and they're like, right, okay, like they have to.
People have to flip, or sometimes they didn't see it coming because it's not too common. People haven't practiced against the deck. There's a lot of people just not knowing what card.
So side 3 kaijus. This could have been any of them. Like,
why is it Jizukuru?
So we wanted a light or dark for Chaos Space, but we didn't want it to be Radiant. So Radiant's better because you can add Lubalion, obviously. But the concern was if we couldn't kill them, we want to be able to leave it on the board and them not be able to like overlay with it through birth.
Yeah.
I think in hindsight, like it probably should have been Radiant because like
Yeah.
if you don't out the birth deck, you're probably losing the game anyways.
Yeah. So we decided this like 5 minutes before submission.
Yeah. It was Gamesiel for a while just because like it was an 8, so it was like it checked all the boxes except it being a lighter dark.
Yeah. Now it was important that it was a lighter dark though. It came up for me twice to pitch for space.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we played this. It could have been Raiden.
It should be a kaiju, but we can figure out which is the optimal. It's probably Raiden.
Yeah, it's probably Raiden.
But the issue with this card as a side deck slot is it's only for Cashier really.
Yeah.
We couldn't really think of any other matchups in the format that was that good against.
Ignister shivers.
Yeah, literally adding Ignister, but yeah, that's that one. Ash, we just wanted like a really generic card for like a very wide format. The Brandon matchup is already very solid, but like this helps prevent expulsion, which can just be an FTK. So I think it's pretty necessary. Yeah, we don't have any back removal, so like you put this in against Labyrinth.
Yeah.
It helps the Runic Nature matchup, which I think is one of the more difficult matchups.
Yeah.
It helps against Trap Tricks. Just like all like the not decks or Bishop doesn't help. Like this will cover the rest.
Yeah, consider going first in matchups that have too many cards to take out as well with Nibs. And
yeah, Nibs bad, Ash is good. It's pretty general. Another Bestial. We had like one random slot. The rest are 3-ofs. This is just back row clear. Pancreas Top's just a very good card overall. Good against cash.
Yeah, it's nice that it's in a rise out that doesn't lose to lands.
Yeah, 100%. And then, so this is just like another good going second card. Like you put it in whenever Bishops are good. And this is the best one going second. Obviously, it helps clear boards.
Yeah. But even like against Sprite, I just side Rooster, man.
Yeah,
just like a free extender.
Yeah, just a good board player, yeah. And then 3 Dark Row no more. The main concern was like the Sprite variants that are running around. I think it was probably very good. This one could have been for cash as well. It was like this or Ash, so it depended on like how aggressive we thought they were gonna play the game. Yeah, and then
even Nib you can kind of rotate. Like if you see, like I played one guy that I knew he was a rise pass because he clearly didn't play Big Bang.
Yeah.
So I just did Nib out and played Ruler and Ash.
Yeah. So that, and then 3 Skill Drain. I think this is the best going first card.
Goated card.
Yeah. It could be anti-spell. Rival Raisin is good. Goes in obviously a little bit difficult with Spheres being a light and the rest of the deck being dark. So this is just like the most coverage. It's also very good against Sprite. I think the main issue is like sometimes in simplified game states they can get to like Ogre, like that's just like a very big monster, and not being able to like Lubellion set Beast can be an issue if you're concerned with like Duster. So I'm not sure if it's the perfect out, but it was like the best thing we had, and it performed well for me, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, I also just like you need to think something that beats like shifters and the way cash beats you, but like flipping like shifter draw, and this card kind of does that because you can get to seal this, you're just kind of in the game.
Yeah, Skilldrain was another example of a card where it was like, right, okay, when I draw this card, I'm just gonna set up like seal Beast with this and then not overcommit because Beast plus Skilldrain is just so strong.
Yeah, honestly, like it's a bit unfortunate because it kind of conflicts because people decide back row removal against you sometimes. So it can be a bit annoying, but
I don't think there's anything else that like helps you play through shifter / troll so well.
Yeah, because anti-spell is weird because like you can't just pass on anti-spell, you still just lose to Fenrir or like Unicorn.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, guys, that's it. That's the quickest Dragon Link profile in the history of this channel. So thanks, Aaron, for not talking as much as I do. The shoutouts already. Shoutouts to our sponsors, the Brotherhood, shoutouts to the Disciples for Leon, just for Leon, for Brotherhood, MetaMats Card Market, Gamers Apparel, Aaron for coming all the way from Texas, my man. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.